Hello. So, in today's session, I know we're coming from where we've talked about calories made so simple that you know how to calculate what you're meant to eat if you're on a weight gain journey or if you're on a weight loss journey, how much calories you actually need to function as a human according to your weight, your height, your age, and your gender. And then we also talked about how to now break down these calories into your different foods. Now, taking it a step further and making it very realistic, because this is something we literally do here. It has to be realistic, so simple that you don't need to get so much out of your head to make it work. This is the best way you can be consistent, such that it doesn't take it look like you're taking a very big leap. So, for example, say you're a student and your goal is to make a CGPA of 4.0. You can't just assume that I'll make CGPA of 5.0, I'll make CGPA of 4.0, and then it will happen once I start reading every day. As if you're someone that has never been a reading person, that's quite unrealistic to just set a goal of reading 4 hours every day. So you further break it down and start from something like, okay, I will pick up my book and read, say, 20 minutes every day, 30 minutes every day. And slowly, 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 you remain consistent with it until you what see those massive results. You'll be surprised. Even when it comes to your savings, your investment, you will be surprised by how much little drops of consistency can give you. It is way better than you just taking what will I use? What's the word now? Periodic big leaps. It's better you take what small leaps every single day, small steps, small steps, small steps every single day. And for this reason, we're taking it a step forward today, and we'll be talking about what meal planning for healthy weight gain or weight loss. Whether you're someone on a weight gain journey or on a weight loss journey, it is important that you're planning your meals. For someone like me, there are weeks where I have a busy schedule. There are weeks where I can afford to cook up anything. I can decide I want to enter the kitchen today and prepare fried rice. But then, if I have a goal I'm trying to meet, if I have a target, I can't depend on the whim of my emotions. I can't depend on how I feel to really meet certain goals. That is why, honestly, planning is so important. So important, cannot be underrated. Whether you're on a weight gain journey or you're in a weight loss journey, you have to be intentional enough to plan. And if you're someone who is a 9 to 5 worker or a student that has a busy schedule or is literally trying to live within a budget, you need to plan. You realize how much you're able to stay within your goals and make it so realistic when you plan. And this is going to be a simple, sustainable approach that will help you to achieve your results. Like I said, whether or not you're a 9 to 5 worker, whether you're a mom, a stay at home mom, or you're a student that has a very busy schedule, or you're just someone trying to live intentionally and live healthy, this is something that you need and is going to work for you. Now, why exactly is this whole thing important? Why should I meal plan? I know you said in the beginning that if you're trying to be intentional, it helps you. Now, the trick is, if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight, the main things you're meant to be eating, the amount of carbs, proteins, fiber you're meant to be eating, you're probably not eating the amount you should be eating. That's the truth. I know most people on the weight loss side of things, they end up eating more carbs than they should be eating. And those on the weight gain side of things, you end up eating lesser carbs than you should be eating sometimes. And for both people, you end up eating lesser protein than you are supposed to be eating because you're what? You're not planning for it. You just say that, oh, once I eat 4 eggs, I'm done. That's a lie. 4 eggs is literally just about, let me say, 24 to 20, depending on the size of the egg, 24 to 20 grams of protein. That's it. And you're meant to be consuming somewhere around 100 grams of protein average. So you see the big gap. Now, this is why you need to plan and you need to what? Get your facts right, get your whole diet planned out. And I'm not saying you need to get so nerdy about it and do all the in total planning. Okay, I'm going to have 5 chips and 2 grams of sauce for breakfast. No, 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 that's not what we're saying here. It's simply you just what breaking it down so that it looks more realistic. This way, you are preventing yourself from either under eating or overeating because you could fall under anyone. Another thing it helps you to do is what ensure you are having a balanced diet, having a balanced meal, meaning your macros, which happen to be your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats, and your fiber, they are contained in your food. You remember, if you see the challenge for this month, it says what? Have a balanced plate at least once a day. At all, if everything goes bad, you have at least one balanced plate in a day. What does planning now help you do? You know that, okay, instead of just eating rice and stew, or rice and chicken. I have planned how I'm going to put my meal out. My carbohydrate is going to be there, which will be the rice in this case. My what else? My protein is going to be there, which is going to be my egg, my meat, my fish, my chicken, turkey, whichever of the proteins you're going for, or tofu. And then my fiber, my fats are there. I probably have avocado mixed up in my coleslaw, just giving a rough sketch of what planning your meal would look like. Another thing it really helps you to do, I know here we are talking about what making use of what we have to get the best. And this means what? Even thriving on our weight goals, even when we're on a budget. It saves you the time, it saves you money, and it saves you the fatigue of thinking about what to eat. See, for example, if you wake up in the morning, I know this happens in many homes where you're like, oh, what are we going to eat this morning? What are we having for breakfast? What are we having for lunch? But as the woman of your house, you probably plan this as I know that, okay, my children are going to have this for breakfast or their lunch throughout the week, or I'm going to serve my husband this for breakfast. You've planned out your meals for the week, the entire week. I'm going to have this, my family is going to have this throughout the entire week. When you need to cook, you literally just what? Get the things you need to cook. Honestly, as much as I'll say don't restrict yourself to a meal plan is good. It is so good. You can always change up and switch up things from time to time, especially when it gets boring. But a meal plan is so good and necessary, especially if you want to be so intentional about it. Another thing it does, it literally helps you with your consistency. You know that what? You are tracking everything, you are what? Being on plan, because you've planned it out, you can afford to be consistent about it. And you know one thing about results and consistency, they are tied together. The more consistent you are, the better you're able to see results. This is something I have realized and seen in literally all my personal clients, because I'm able to what? Plan out for them. I plan out their meals, I plan out their workout routine, I plan out how we're going to, split everything across the weeks when we're going to start with certain things. You realize that what? The results that we've planned, okay, we're going to have in 3 months, it ends up coming in what? 4 to 6 weeks, which is crazy. And it just goes to prove that what? Consistency gives you the best results. And now, going into the part where we know how to actually structure it, because here I like to be as practical as possible. How then do I structure my meals for either weight gain or weight loss? Because you have to, it's not enough to just know the theory part, you have to what? Make it relatable, you have to make it practical, you have to make it something that is achievable. And to do this, the first thing you want to note if you're on a weight gain journey is that what? You want to go for calorie dense foods. Calorie dense foods that are equally what? Nutrient dense. When we say calorie dense, I know you have to go back to the video where we talked about how to calculate your calories, the amount of calories you need. Now you hear people say things like calorie surplus and calorie deficits. If you're on a weight gain journey, you will be on a calorie surplus, meaning you're consuming more calories than you ideally burn on a day. And you have to make room for this, because if you are saying you're going to be eating the same things you're eating before, you won't be able to meet that goal, because it requires a little more effort. And if you're on a weight loss journey, if you're saying you're going to be eating the same carbs or the same amount of calories you're eating before, you're not going to get that goal you're looking for, because you are eating more than you should be consuming. So let me give you an example. So this is a pack. I hope you can see this. Say this is a pack of, let's just assume this is a pack of plantain chips. And the pack says this contains, how many calories is contained in this? Can't really see right now, but let's say this pack contains 1,000 calories. So somebody may think, okay, if I'm supposed to be consuming 3,000 calories a day, and this pack of plantain chips contains 1,000 calories, if I finish this pack of plantain chips, I've gotten in one third of the calories I'm meant to consume in a day. No. What happens to the nutrients part? So we do not here over here we do not sacrifice our nutrients for calories. That's why one person may afford to eat junks or things that are high in calories but not nutritious and not get the results, the healthy results someone else is eating. So if you're talking about a calorie dense food, you should also be talking about what? A nutrient dense food, meaning you have the basic and the core nutrients you need. Like I said, your macronutrients, you have your carbohydrates contained there. Don't feel like you have to now sacrifice or make do with one class of food completely. There are reasons why you need what 5 or 6 classes of food now, as the case may be. You need your carbohydrates, you need your protein, you need your fiber. If you've eaten this pack of plantain chips and because you want to get in calories, you've gotten in calories, where's your protein? What happens to the protein? What happens to the fiber you need? What happens to the carbohydrates you need? Okay, we can assume and say that the plantain chips is a carbohydrate. Fine. What happens to the other classes of food? So this is where you have to what? Go for nutrient dense and calorie dense foods. Another thing you want to focus on, still talking on balanced diet, is your focusing on your protein, focusing on your healthy fats and your complex carbs. For someone like me, you'll find out that I hardly eat rice. Aside the fact that I do not like rice, not that I hate rice, but I'm not just a big fan of rice. I probably will just eat rice max twice a week. That's if I go crazy about it, you get. But you will see me go for things like boiled plantains, you will see me go for things like boiled potatoes. As much as I like yam, I try to cut out yam these days because I would prefer to go for things that are more complex carbs. That way, I'm not having this sudden sugar spike in my body, and my body can take time to digest it and get the benefits. So I always go for complex carbs. This is something you want to introduce into your diet, even if you're on a weight loss journey. Another thing is what? Eat frequently, that's eat more. Eat more if you're on a weight gain journey, and include high calorie snacks. This is something I do. Say, for example, now you're someone on a budget trying to really achieve this on a weight gain journey, you're trying to achieve this. See, your oats is underrated. I feel like I don't even talk about oats enough. I don't give oats the due credit. Literally, in a bowl of oats, you get your protein. A bowl of oats will give you about 10 grams of protein, which is crazy for a carbohydrate. You get in your what? Carbohydrates, and you also get in your fiber. There are few foods I can say that have all these three classes in one, which makes oats so good. Yes, I know you don't like oats, but like I always say, it's not that you don't like it. You probably just not tried interesting ways. I grew up not liking oats, so I didn't take it much as a child. But yeah, my mom forced us at some point. But growing up and realizing I had goals to meet, girl, I had to bring in my oats and I had to make it creative. Obviously, if I stick to just oat soups, I am going to get tired. I'm going to get to a point where I do not want to eat it again. Oat soup, oat soup, oat soup, oat soup. But then you can spice up things. You have your oat pancakes, you have your oat cookies. This is something I do, and we try to do even more often because snacking is interesting and can also be healthy. You have your oat cookies, you have your oat pancakes, you have your banana smoothies. Pour in your oats, get in that fiber, aid your digestion process. So instead of going for things like a bowl of chicken salad, if you're on a budget, go for your oats. You just have to make this what as realistic as possible. And I tell you for a fact, within different budgets, no matter how low, you can make it work. I don't say this thing without experience. I'm someone who has still works with students as my clients. I have about 7 students as my client right now. And I have also been a student on this healthy journey. I started all this thing while I was in school. And it fascinates me when I think about how I made this work, even with my low income alloway budget. There will be a time where I'm just receiving money from home. That's what I depended on. And as much as possible, I try to uphold the healthy eating. I won't say you get it all right at once, but then you're able to take what baby steps, they become adult steps, they become mature steps. And this is one thing you should have at the back of your mind. You can make your goals realistic with the budget you have. You honestly don't need so many foods to meet your weight gain goals. No, you just need to be creative with the ones you have. Now, there's something that happened last week and last 2 weeks. For the past 2 weeks, I've had a really, really busy schedule. So you find out that I literally had 3 meals on repeat, 3 good meals. And for someone like me, I easily get bored. Growing up, I never had a very good relationship with food. I'm the kind of child that you give food to school and I'll come back with the food because I probably didn't like the smell of cooler food. And not that the cooler was spoiled or the cooler was not hot. It was still hot. I just didn't like food. But if you give me 1,000 naira, back then that money even still had value. I'll literally finish that 1,000 naira on junks, and I'm good to go. So you understand when I say I'm coming from a place where I don't really have a good relationship with food. So I can be picky, but I have found a way to make foods creative that I can literally rotate 3 different meals. 3 different meals in such a way that I don't get tired of it. I can really get tired of food. So what did I do? I was literally rotating spaghetti, plantain, and potato. Spaghetti, plantain, and potato. So sometimes when I want to fry the eggs, let's say I'm having plantain and eggs, instead of doing the regular egg sauce, I will decide, okay, let me garnish it up with spring onions. Let me garnish it up with more veggies. So this way, it's almost like you're not eating the same meal each time. Same cooking process, same cooking time, but a little tweak, a little creativity here and there to ensure that what I'm not getting bored. This is just to prove to you that what you can eat on a very simple budget and a simple plan. You don't have to get it all complicated. You don't have to have all the aesthetically pleasing food you're seeing online. And this is something I'm making as realistic as possible, even in the content I dish out. Why do I do this? To make you realize that it is possible to make your dreams and your goals, which in the case now here is what weight gain or weight loss, to work on a budget, to work on a busy schedule. You just what have to be able to what plan for it, plan ahead of it, plan in such a way that what it makes it realistic. And the key thing here is what consistent, sustainable, and consistent. So, for example, let's say you're on a weight loss journey now and you want to structure your meals too. What you will do, as opposed to someone on a weight gain journey that will go for what a calorie surplus diet or will go for increased calories. Now you want to go for what a calories deficit. You hear people say, "Oh, I'm on a calorie deficit. I'm on a calorie deficit." Yada, 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 yada. Yes, this is what it means, meaning you're consuming lesser calories than you are burning. Remember when we said that a car needs fuel to function, your body needs calories to function. And if you want to make this work on a weight loss, you need to be consuming lesser calories than your body needs at that weight. What the psychology behind this is that what you are trying to get your body to a different weight, meaning you should not be feeding the body weight, that the amount of your current body weight, the amount of calorie it needs. You need to reduce it so that you trick your body into getting to the weight that requires that new amount of calories. If you get my gibberish, I'm saying, yeah. But simple terms means that what you're on a calorie deficit, consuming lesser calories than you need. That doesn't mean you should miss any class of food. See, you don't have to sacrifice your nutrients for any calorie, whether you're on a deficit or on a surplus. You reduce your calorie intake while you are what ensuring what proper nutrition. You do not trade your nutrition, you do not trade your nutrients for any calories. I keep repeating this. So as someone on a weight loss journey, you want to focus on high fiber. Now, if you want to portion your plate, say you're on a weight loss journey, instead of having half of your plate with your carbohydrates, or let me use in this case now spaghetti, quarter of your plate with, let's say, what's it called now? Quarter of your plate with chicken sauce and quarter of your plate with things like cucumber and veggies. What you can do instead, go for one third of your plate with spaghetti. Now it's not even up to quarter of your plate. Okay, no, that's more than quarter. Go for quarter of your plate with spaghetti. So you see the remaining three quarter, you're now going to split your what? Proteins. That's your chicken sauce that has your protein, has some fiber, and then your salad or your cucumber or your veggies, steamed veggies or whatever goes to the other portion. This way, you are still having a full plate. You don't have to starve yourself if you're on a weight loss journey at all. You just need to what? Control your portions, control the sizes. And for everybody, whether you're on a weight loss journey, weight gain journey, maintenance journey, any journey, I will tell you this again and again. Reduce the amount of processed food you eat. Reduce the amount of processed food you eat. Your gut, now it's a thing where we talk about gut lining, gut health, yada yada. Things were never like this. Things did not used to be like this, but now it almost seems like a trend. Oh, I'm trying to heal my gut. I'm trying to do this, trying to do that. Because the things we're meant to be eating, probiotics, fermented foods, we do not have them again. We do not have them again. And this is because we rely so much on processed foods. Cut it out, reduce it. Honestly, you will be shocked by the changes you see in your body. You'll be shocked by the changes you feel in your body, your skin. The thing I believe is that majority of the way we feel outside, the majority of the things we see outside, it's a reflection of what is in our body. So the cleaner or the healthier your body is inside by the foods you feed it, you will see it on your skin. I know I say this thing as a joke most times, but I mean it so much when I say, Daniel, this guy is knew the secrets. They looked fresher and they looked better than the people that were feeding from the king's table. This is not something you cook up. This is not something you assume. So you may assume, oh, if I'm eating all the salmon, eating all the periwinkle, eating all the seafood, eating all the massive platters, I'm eating good. No, that doesn't mean you're eating good. Are you eating your herbs? Are you eating the main nutrients, the fresh foods you actually need? I know we're in a world of civilization and aesthetically pleasing things, but then it still goes back to the natural things. Enough about my talk about natural things. For example, let me now break it down. Say you're on a weight gain journey. Let's make a realistic plan of what your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even your snacks should be like. See, I'm a student on a busy schedule that has my class say around 7:38. Ideally, your first lecture should be around that kind 8 o'clock. Meaning I should be leaving my house if I'm a serious student that likes to read my book, that likes to attend lectures. I should be leaving my house around say 7:30. So obviously there is no time to cook up one massive meal. There's no time to pound yam and cook egusi soup. There's no time to start making what's it called now, braised rice or stir fry spaghetti if we are being realistic and if we want to sustain it. So your breakfast should be things that require little effort, but at the same time, they are calorie dense, they are nutrient dense, they give you all the nutrients you need to meet your goals. The thing about this thing is that you have to be smart. You don't have to do what you're seeing on the internet that someone else is doing. Oh, come with me as I have steamed veggies and gravy sauce with mashed potatoes for breakfast. You're a student, you're a 9 to 5 worker. Doesn't mean you can't still enjoy the full benefits. Now, if you have a fridge, one thing you can do, one of the meals you can include is things like overnight oats. You have your fruits in, you have your protein in, you have your carbohydrates in, you have your fiber in. That way, you have gotten your balanced meal, you have gotten your calories, you've gotten all your requirements that you need for breakfast. And you are still able to eat early, you're not skipping any meal. Or you could go for thing like you don't have a freezer, so you need to cook up something really fast. Prepare your oats, fry egg by the side. You can now decide, okay, I want to top up my now I'll go for cheaper fruits. I want to top up my oats with fruits like banana or one apple, or let's say I can't ever afford apple, I will add mango, or I go for another fruit that is very much in season. Funny thing, I've even tried oats with pineapple and it tasted good. So these are things you can add to your oats just to get in that balanced plate. So now for lunch, you want to prepare something that you know you can eat for afternoon and evening. That way you're not thinking about cooking every single time. Except you're someone that enjoys cooking. I like to be realistic. While I may enjoy cooking very much, my majority of my clients are not the kind of people that want to stay 10 hours, 6 hours in the kitchen. So it has to be realistic at the same time, what enjoyable. You don't have to sacrifice anyone. I dare say that what you can eat your cake and still have it, meaning it can be healthy and at the same time what interesting and fun. So for your lunch now, maybe you want to cook a stew base, a stew that can go with what lunch and dinner. Or you want to cook a soup that you can use for, oh, I'll eat rice with this vegetable soup. I will eat eba in the night with this vegetable soup. Or I make egusi soup. I say, I will eat rice with this egusi soup. I will eat eba or pounded yam with the remaining pounded yam, which is still overrated as a student. Sure, you can't start cooking that up. But if you're a 9 to 5 worker, you can afford this. You have a pounder, you can add all of this. But if you're on a budget, you go for the cheaper options. I can have fufu with this egusi soup. Sure, you've planned out your meal. Now, instead of going for things like chicken, I know I can have panla fish in my diet. I can have egg. I can have cheaper options in my meal. That way, we've already planned your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner with little effort. You literally just cooked maybe 2 times, one main meal, and then small oats or something by the side. You can even decide that as a student, oh, I'm having lectures. What I'm just going to do, I'm going to whip up a quick banana smoothie. You literally have all the classes of foods you need inside there. You have your protein, you have your carbohydrates, you have your fats, you have your fiber. You just put in your avocado, your banana, your milk, pop everything into the blender and blend and drink. You've had your meal for the day without stress. And especially if you're someone that doesn't like eating, you will definitely love this method. It feels like you are not doing so much and you are getting in the results. Now, if you want to snack, you want to go for affordable snack options like granuts. You don't have to snack on what's it called now? Maybe celery sticks and peanut butter. You have to make it realistic. You have to make it realistic. So you could decide to snack on things like what? Granuts, avocado toast, or a smoothie safe. So if you're someone that is on a weight loss journey in this case, instead of snacking on just granite, you can decide, oh, you want to go with cucumber Or let's say now cucumber sticks, literally just cut your cucumber into cucumber sticks. This is affordable. 100 naira will get you one cucumber. And add little peanut butter or add little Greek yogurt. You've had a full snack that is also what? Guilt free. So I tell you for a fact this can work. Now, if you're on a weight loss journey, you now know that you have to reduce your what? Reduce your carbs. So you're not sorry, not reduce your carbs, reduce your calories, because I know people fall under the misconception that, oh, if I'm on a weight loss journey, I will cut out my carbs completely. No, reduce your calories. You can still have oats for your breakfast. Add milk. I really don't recommend banana smoothie for my weight loss clients because it contains more calories. If you're eating that much calories in one meal, it might be a lot by the end of the day. So I don't recommend banana smoothie for my weight loss clients. So I recommend it more for my weight gain clients. It's like getting quick calories and other nutrients. So instead for your lunch, instead of going for white rice, I know brown rice is scarce at this side of the world. So instead of going for brown rice, which may be pricey if you're on a budget, you go for things like potato. I like to break it down this way. Right now, a bottle of Coke costs about 500 naira. That same 500 naira. Me, I've stayed in Benin, I've stayed in Lagos State, I've stayed in Abuja. So I think I can say for a fact that I know how prices are in like three major political zones or three major regions in the country. And I can guess how much things are in the east. So when you give the excuse of, oh, things are more pricey, let me give a practical example. Take 500 naira that you want to use to buy potato. Even in Lagos, that I dare say that things are expensive like this, you can eat that potato twice. This is the same 500 naira you will have used to buy one bottle of Coke that is not even enough to feed you for a full meal. Did you get in some calories, unhealthy calories? Yes. But did you get in your other nutrients? No. So these are other options you can go for instead of just sticking to what you think you have in your head. Now, if you want to be further realistic, you want to plan your meal on a low budget and a busy schedule, one thing you want to do, it seems counterproductive, but you want to buy your things in bulk. Buy your things in bulk as much as possible. See, back then, I was reading somewhere in Genesis where they talked about the story of Joseph and how the famine was coming. Famine was coming and it was going to be for 7 years. So I want to assume foods were not growing in that time. So how did they preserve fresh produce? I know we fall under the misconception that I'll just get the perishables. How did they preserve their fresh produce? This is something I've been experimenting lately. I realized I can keep my carrots for up to 1 month. Like 1 month. I've tried this. Even my bell peppers, I've kept bell peppers fresh and crispy without putting it in the freezer for 6 weeks and none went bad. So it just made me understand that yes, these people had ways of preserving things. So there's this thing that our mothers teach us. My mom taught me to. So you can boil your pepper, get your tomato, buy your tomato in bulk, get your pepper, get your tatashi, get everything, blend it, boil it, and when you're boiling the rest, what we now do, put it inside glass jars and boil. Literally, you can keep that tomato fresh in that state for up to 6 months, meaning it can last you a whole semester. You remember when you have the bulk of money, maybe they just sent you money for the month or somebody gifts you, you can use that period to what? Buy the bulk of your produce. You don't have a freezer. Okay, no problem. Use other preserving methods. It may seem like a little stress, but I tell you it is worth it. Get those glass jars, preserve your what's it called? Your tomato mix. For your raw produce, the non-perishables, you can get it in bulk so that you're not what? You're not buying things from around you. I know in student area, things are more expensive. As a student, you hear them say, and as student they get money pass, and student they get money pass. So things in student areas tend to be more expensive than they are in the local market. So what I did as a student, I will always go to the local markets. Probably 100 naira will take me there or 200. Go to the local markets, shop my things, and then come back to school. So I'm not ending up getting the major things from markets around and then spending more than I should spend. Another thing you want to do is what? Use local foods that are in season. Don't go and be looking for broccoli. Don't go and be looking for cauliflower. Don't go and be looking for Irish potato when you have your sweet potato. I remember I recently did a recipe on mashed potatoes, and guess what I used? Sweet potatoes. I used sweet potatoes with less than even 500 naira worth because I didn't use up all the potato. And I've prepared a good meal, a balanced meal, a five-star meal, if I dare say so myself. So these are things you want to implement. And meal prep on the weekend. Prepare your meals, plan your meals. Don't expect that, oh, you're just going to have the strength to cook every single day. You're a student, you're a 9 to 5 worker, you're a busy mom, and you're thinking you're going to have time. You have children, you have work, you have studies, and you think the time will always be there. Let's be realistic, that's probably not possible. So you have to what? Plan, have your contingency plans, so that at the end of the day you're not eating nonsense. You come back from lecture, there's no time to cook, make I just whip up anything wey dey freezer, anything wey dey anywhere wey belle face. No, you plan for these things. Another thing you want to do is ensure you're carrying what? High protein snacks. We already talked about this. And then you what? Opt in for simple options, options that will not stress you. Quick oats, quick breakfast, quick snack that is at the same time healthy. Now, this brings us to the part where we plan our 3 days fruits and veggies diet. Honestly, I'm so excited for this one. So excited because I tried it the first time and I saw massive results. I saw crazy results, crazy results. Till now, I feel like that's the one thing that's giving me the most results. Let's scroll back to 6 months ago. Obviously, I had cut out carbonated drinks, but I was still taking what we call natural juices, yada yada. And guess what? I was still having my sometimes breakouts. You know those breakouts you have and you give the excuse that, oh, it's hormonal. I believe, like I like to believe, you can have it all. I believe you can have it all. A painless period, a clear skin, a clean gut, or whatever the word is. You can have minimized to zero bloating. You can have it all, even if you're on a protein diet. And that is why I tried out my 5 days. Back then, the first one I did was 5 days. But let's not be like, say, I want to kill people's children. So we're going to start easy and start small. Like I always say, sustainability. So we're going to be starting with 3 days fruits and vegetables diet. It is literally simple. You want to what? Stick to a fruit and vegetables diet for 3 days. Don't worry, I'm making all this easy with a meal plan. I am generating a whole meal plan for this, making it easy. Now, why we want to partake in this with me? Because see, the benefits are endless. This is where I want to preach my testimony so much because of the results I have had. You can tell how excited I am whenever I talk about this. But then, not to worry, I'll be sharing more updates on this on the group, and I can't wait for you to join me. Like I said, I'm going to have an offer. I was going to have an offer for you at the end of this session, and we are getting right into this. So, for the past 3 months that I have put myself out there, I have received lots of requests, I've received lots of demands, people that have been in similar situations that have been in weight loss, not weight loss now, weight gain, trying to get on a clean diet, trying to have a clear skin without skincare. You know, the whole thing of eating your skincare right now, trying to get to that point where you feel so confident in your skin. Right now, I think I've gone without makeup for about over a year. The only time I did makeup was when I had to take a different kind of shoot for my birthday, which was in December. But after that, that was the last time. I've gone over a year without having any skincare on my face. But I'm always confident to go out in my skin without thinking, oh, I have blemishes, I have this, I have that. And I've been able to gain my goals. I keep upping, okay, I want to go for 65 kg this time around. I want to bulk, I want to shred. And I'm able to do this with my Nigerian foods. No stress, no worries. So I have cooked up an offer for you. And this is going to include a 14-day high calorie plan, especially if you're on a weight gain journey. I am planning this in such a way that it's going to be so easy for you. Okay, how realistic can we get? How easy can these meals be? How easy can planning my meals be as a student, as a 9 to 5 worker, as a busy mom, as a busy bro, someone that works in tech or just doesn't have the time? I have planned this out for you. I've also put together a budget friendly shopping list so that you know the things you need to shop, especially for students and busy people. Another thing I'll be adding are my 10 proven weight gain smoothies, tried by me, tried by my clients. 10 quick fixes, because there are cases where you literally can't start cooking something massive. So you will need those days where you have quick fixes so that you don't end up falling towards fast food or junk food. And another thing, which is the best part of this, is that you get to work with me on a personalized level. So the same services I'm giving to my personal clients, the same attention, the same time I'm giving to them, I will be giving to you, but it will just be for the first 20 people because obviously I'm human and I can't take everybody. Now I'm here to launch. By the end of this month, everything will be ready for launch. But as a member of the community, you can definitely get this on pre-order, meaning you get to pay now and enjoy the benefits, the full benefits that people who are paying later will enjoy. Because I assure you, this one is not even a fluke. By the time of launch, the price is going to be going for 15,000 naira. But if you're in the community or you're seeing this as at this time before the launch, you can always pay a pre-launch price of what, 5,000 naira, and you just need to pay to the details on the screen, send me a proof of payment, and then I have you booked in. You have a 15 minutes free session with me where I literally personalize everything for you. And the meal plan, the whole solution is going to be in such a way that you have two different meal plans for even times where you want to get so creative, and it's going to be so detailed that you have options. You have options. By the time you're tired of eating maybe macaroni and spaghetti, which is obviously not going to be my plan. I don't do macaroni, or let me say I don't do noodles. So you won't see noodles in that plan at all. It's going to be healthy and yet interesting. When you get out of that, you can always switch things up and get really creative. Now, if you want to make payments, you can make payments in details on the screen. And at the same time, send me your proof of payment. I love you guys so much. And this was an interesting session. Crazy thing is that I had to re record this session. It was live before, but the audio was corrupted. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to explain this to remaining members of the community that were not able to make it? So I decided that what I was going to record this, take the pains and record this again. And I really hope this helps you. Feel free to enter my DM with your questions. This is a special perk for community members only. I'm always available to answer your questions, and I look forward to our next session 2 weeks from now. Bye.